Good morning and welcome back to the Little French Homestead. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Sherry. Today, I'm going to be making the richest, most delicious baked cream cheese French toast casserole with a delectable crumble top that is perfect for any occasion. I am making mine for a dinner, and I will link the recipes down in the box below. In my mixer, I have softened room temperature cream cheese, powdered sugar, and vanilla. You're going to mix it until it is incorporated. Then, with some stale bread, French bread is preferred, but you are welcome to use whatever you have on hand. You're going to cut them into bite-sized pieces, and you're going to want to head and grease the sides of your pan. Then you're going to add your cream cheese mixture to a top layer of the bread. Then you're going to add another layer of the French bread. You are then going to pour in the remaining cream cheese filling. And make sure you spread it around evenly as you can. It's okay if they clump up together. You're just wanting the basics so when it goes into the oven, it will go ahead and melt. Then I've used my mixer again, and we're going to whip up some eggs, milk, ground cinnamon, and some brown sugar. And we're going to pour that all on top. Now, I have made two, so we're going to have one for tonight's dinner, and we're also going to have one in the freezer. This is a perfect way to go ahead and make one ahead meal to give yourself a little meal prep ideas. This is also good if you want to go ahead and make it for like a Sunday brunch, or if you're going to have a family's like Mother's Day weekend, or any weekend that's coming up, to go ahead and serve it. This can be refrigerated for 24 hours. It is best. I put mine in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 hours, and it was still very delicious. As you are mixing it, you still just want to make sure that the egg mixture still gets fully incorporated into all of that. Now, I did put a plastic wrap over this, made it, like I said, for about 3 to 4 hours. So I'm making this I think it was around 11 o'clock in the morning. So then that way I had the 3 o'clock time to take it out and a 4 o'clock time to serve, because it can take approximately 50 minutes or so in the oven. You want to make sure that the egg doesn't jiggle anymore and everything has been cooked thoroughly through. For the crumble top, you want to go ahead and use, I used 1 stick of butter, but it's really like 6 tablespoons. And you're going to add, for the crumble top, cut and cubed unsalted butter, but I added salt. I only have salted butter in my house. Then brown sugar, flour, and cinnamon. I got this mixture all set and all prepared, and then I also kept this in my refrigerator. So when I was ready to go ahead and make this particular dinner, all I did was take it out of the refrigerator. I removed the plastic wrap, and I added the crumble on top of this, and it's baked in the oven at about 350, I believe. I'm looking at the directions real quick. Yeah, it was doing 350. You want to bake it uncovered for about 45 to 50 minutes. If you think that it's getting too brown and the egg mixture is not thoroughly cooked all the way in, you are most certainly go ahead and add a piece of aluminum foil over it so it still thoroughly cooks inside, but then you don't burn the top. These make-ahead meals, you are going to help relieve yourself on some stress. To freeze these, you're just going to follow the first couple of steps. What I did, because it does tell you you can put it in the freezer not cooked, but I always prefer mine cooked. And then you would just follow the rest of the steps into the baking. You could take this out then the night before, allow it to thaw in the refrigerator overnight, and then you were only going to bake it for about 20 minutes on 300. I am just giving this a quick little mix through. I noticed that some of the bread didn't soak up enough of the egg mixture. So I'm just getting my spatula here and I'm moving a little bit around and pushing some of that bread in there so it can soak all the way up and all the way through. Then, because I said I am making two in advance, I split this crumble all the way in half. And you're just going to sprinkle it all around there. Now, after I baked it, I did know that some of the crumble still had a little bit of flour on top. So you may want to, if it's up to you, maybe halfway through, give it just a little bit of a mix so that flour gets a little bit more incorporated. We did not taste any of that flour, so that is still perfectly fine if you don't have the time or you don't remember to do that. That is still perfectly okay. You can leave these in the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 days. Once you go ahead and bake them, they are good in the freezer for up to 3 months. But you still want to make sure you thoroughly cover it. So what I did with the second one, because I said I did pre-bake it, I allowed it to completely cool. And then I wrapped it up in the aluminum foil. Don't forget to mark it so you don't forget what it is. And I just wrote on my instructions that it was a baked cream cheese French toast casserole, and to go ahead and pre-bake it again at 300 for about 20 minutes. If you forget to take it out that morning or the night before, you can still go ahead and heat it from frozen. You just want to lower the temperature down a bit and keep it in there for a little bit longer. So I would probably say maybe about 325. Go ahead and do that. Maybe cook it in there for about 35 to 40 minutes just to make sure that everything is still thoroughly cooked. Now, I've also done some homemade sausage patties. Now, I like to wrap mine up in a little ball, and then when I go to place them in the hot frying pan, I did add a little bit of oil. And I like to go ahead and push them down with my spatula and take the back or a front of a butter knife and go ahead and slowly take them off. This allows me to go ahead and get a really nice, deep, crisp, golden sausage patty while we are going ahead and waiting for that. I only used 1 pound of sausage patty, ground sausage. And I was able to make 12 little balls because this night here, my husband was going to work, so we needed to make sure that I had at least 12 sausage patties. I will also link that recipe down below for you, so you can go ahead and enjoy them together. Now, this was absolutely delicious. Everyone in my family was like, yes, make this again, make this again. So we are going to go ahead and definitely make this again. So when I was serving mine, I just did a little bit of powdered sugar and a little bit of maple syrup. And I added the 2 sausage patties on the side. You are welcome to go ahead and add some whipped cream, some fresh fruits. But it was so good, we couldn't believe it. So thank you so much for coming into my home today. I really like you to go ahead and enjoy all of these videos by liking them, sharing them, but most importantly, if you really like my videos, subscribe. Also, too, I always love reading comments. This also helps me to find what everybody likes about my videos. If you don't put a comment down below, that is still okay. I just hope that you really do enjoy these. Making this particular meal was really fun. It was really fast and simple. It really took me probably less than about 7, maybe 8 minutes to take care of. And then you could enjoy it without having any of the headache later on down the line. And keep on cooking. Bye.